You want to have any questions?
No. No, not at this moment, no.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ayutthaya.
Ayutthaya.
Yes.
How long have you been ordained?
13 Vasas now.
13 months now, you know.
Yes.
Have you gone to overseas, to foreign countries?
Yes. I have been overseas for 20 years
20
before
years.
I ordained as a monk.
I see. Where did you go?
I was in Germany and Netherlands.
I see. Okay. So you speak German as well?
No, not really. I went to an American university.
I see. Okay. So how do you find your life as a monk?
Up and down, up and down,
No.
up and down. Yes.
And how do you find out about our meeting?
I have a yom. Her name is Chantari Waruntep Raksta. She forwarded me the book of Luang Po Mahabua.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, nice meeting you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me go and say hello to the next person, Faye. Faye, where are you from?
Hello, Ajahn. Hi, I'm from Melbourne.
Melbourne. Is this your first time?
No, I've been here a few times already, maybe 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
First time you ever speak, right?
No, I've asked questions before.
I see. Okay, I forget.
How are you, Ajahn?
Good.
Good, that's good.
Do you have any question today?
Yes. So recently, when I was sitting, I was able to get into a quieter state of peace and calm. And as I sat through that, later on, there were images of people that I weren't very kind to when I was very young. And, random faces like that popped up. Should I see it as a distraction, or do I at that moment? Oh, okay.
Yes. Don't pay any attention to any images or sound or anything. When you meditate, you want to calm your mind, concentrate your mind.
So even though, I feel sorry for things that I have done, I shouldn't just distract from the calm and go, okay, I'll send a apology or loving kindness. I just focus on right.
You don't need to engage with anybody when you meditate. The goal is to stop engaging with everyone, everything.
Okay.
Because if you becomes engaged, then you cannot get into samadhi.
Right. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. And so don't feel guilty if you don't say anything to what you see. Because what you see, you might not know whether they are real or not real either.
Right. Okay.
So don't worry. Just keep concentrating.
Yeah. And I have a follow-up question. So another time I was starting with my sit, but I found it quite hard to enter calm. The mind kept running. So I tried doing another method by starting a sort of like a meta meditation. So I started with, I'll share goodwill with my family and people around me. And after a certain point, suddenly the mind just stopped. Like it just stopped thinking. Is that the way to do metta meditation, or what is the instruction for metta meditation? How and whatever I was doing, is that correct?
Well, if it makes your mind calm and stop thinking, then it's okay.
See? Okay.
But metta actually is for you to develop this loving kindness in your heart. So when you meet people, you treat them nice and good. But you can use it as a meditation object also.
Right.
So like what you did, if you say you want to have kindness toward all other beings, it might sort of calm your mind down, and then your mind can become calm and peaceful.
Okay.
But sometimes we use metta more for when we are angry with something, somebody, and we cannot concentrate on our meditation. Then we have to tackle the person who we were angry at, and we have to forgive that person. And then if you can forgive that person, then your mind can become free from engagement with that person. And your mind can then come back and concentrate on your meditation object.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
So
Ajahn.
if anything that works, anything that makes your mind calm, then it's okay. There's no fixed, there might be standard method, but there are so many variations that each individual can explore. The goal is to stop thinking and to become calm and peaceful.
It was very nice that day when it was a Uposatha day. So that was my first time I tried to sit through longer. And after the third hour, I think, that's when the mind just really stopped thinking and it was quite solid. And it was the first time just tasting, I think, a very first level of samadhi. And it was really, really energizing. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, that's very good. You should keep doing it again and again, but don't expect it to be the same way like you did last time. Forget about the past, what you have done or what you have achieved. You have to almost like starting over again when you meditate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. You're from Singapore? Did you say
Singapore?
Yeah.
I'm from Singapore, but I'm living in Melbourne now.
In Melbourne, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. How are you, Jeremy?
Yes, good, Ajahn. Thank you very much.
You're from Singapore?
No, I'm from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
I see. How are you today?
Good, I'm very good, very good. We are having holiday now. Today is our public holiday, national day.
I see. So you have a long weekend then?
Yes, we have. Tomorrow. Oh, I'm having a echo sound effect. Confusing.
Did you turn on your web page? You have to turn off whatever you're watching.
I have to turn off my what? My web page.
Yeah,
okay, I think I will leave and come back again.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay. We have anybody else who wants to ask questions? We only have, 9 people now in today. So anybody welcome to ask anything. Patwin, you want to ask something? You have to unmute your, okay. Unmute.
Unmute.
Okay.
Okay.
ฟุ้งซ่านมากเลย
ฟุ้งซ่าน
แล้วก็ใช่ฟุ้งซ่านเพราะว่าอ่านหนังสือเยอะก็เลยฟุ้งซ่าน ตอนนี้ฟุ้งซ่านอยู่ แล้วก็ตอนนี้ก็เลยค่อยๆกลับมาอ่านของหลวงตามหาบัวครับตอนนี้กำลังฟุ้งซ่านอยู่พอสมควรครับ
Okay, try to use Bhutto.
Oh.
When your mind becomes restless or agitated, just keep reciting Bhutto.
All right. Okay.
Even stop reading, but sometimes reading Dhamma books can help calm your mind also.
All right. Yes.
If you cannot concentrate on Bhutto, then you can listen to Dhamma talks or reading Dhamma books, especially from the masters, the teachers, the meditation teachers.
Yes.
Okay, because the Dhamma has a calming effect on your mind.
Yes.
Okay. What book do you have of Ajahn Mahabua?
เตรียมพร้อม เตรียมพร้อม that yes I recently received the book เตรียมพร้อม
I see.
Yes.
We have one of the patron here of the book. She printed the books and gave away.
Yes. Yes.
Her name is Kunla.
Yes.
On the upper corner.
Yes. Yes. She was the one who gave me sent me the book.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We have another attendee. Let me say hello to Matt from Washington, D.C.
Emily.
You have to unmute your microphone if you want to talk. Okay.
Hello, good to see you. Yeah, Emily's in the back as well. It's good to see you again. No questions right now. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go to Nirosha then. Hi, Nirosha. Unmute your microphone first. Okay.
Good evening, Ajahn. You being well?
Well, I've been sick. Actually, I had a cold.
Okay.
I'm almost over with it now. So
That's good. Good to see you, Ajahn.
yeah, that's why I didn't show up for several days. You have any question today?
I don't have any question at the moment, so I'm happy to listen, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. How's your practice going?
Good, actually. I started doing this 32 parts reciting. At the beginning, I got little bit of low mood. I don't know whether it caused that one. But eventually, I start reciting fast and try to by heart in Pali those 32 parts. And yeah, the low mood disappeared and I became happy with that. So I think that is working for me, and I'm very grateful to you because I learned that from you. You were instructing somebody else to do that, but I just followed that and it really works for me. Thank you, Ajahn.
Did you just do in Pali or both Pali and English translation?
I actually find it easy to do in Pali. Somehow I connect with Pali a lot. So it's easy for me and I know the meaning somehow.
Are you originally from Sri Lanka or?
Yeah, I am from Sri Lanka. Maybe from childhood we get to hear those things, even the meaning. And then yes, and it really appears some things are not quite right, the meaning, but once or twice when I by heart that, it comes to my mind, and I'm trying to do it in a reverse way these days. So it really holds my attention, and I think it's really contributing for my concentration practice, Ajahn.
That's right, because it forces you to really concentrate, to pay attention to what you are reciting.
Yes.
With Bhutto, sometimes you can just sort of reciting without really concentrating. Your mind can still drift and think about other things at the same time.
Yeah, and I also started reading about Patipada, Ajahn Man's way of practice, and I only started today, and I realized how important that we maintain Kamatana in our mind all the time.
Yes, this is a very important book written by Ajahn Mahabua. I actually took some excerpt from this book and put it in a book called Kamatana, translated by me also. You can look up in my website.
Okay.
I took some of the topics concerning meditation practices, walking, sitting, and how to investigate dukkha vedana, how to encounter fear. See, with the Patipata book, he also have stories interspersed with the Dhamma. He'll tell the story of this Ajahn practices, and then he'll switch back to teaching the Dhamma. But I just pull out the Dhamma that I found very useful. Have you seen this book before called Kammatthana, the basis of practice?
I think I have, because it sounded familiar to me, because I time to time go to your website and read things, but I don't particularly remember the name of the book, but
Yes.
sounds very familiar for me, the
Yeah,
facts in that book. Yes.
yeah, it's in the, we have books translated and you can download. The
Yeah,
book's called
I do.
Dhamma, the basis of practice. I found that very useful for me when I was practicing.
Yeah, I find it very inspiring too, Ajahn.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Let me go to the next person, okay? Hi,
Yes.
Yanasami. How are you from Lebanon?
Yes, hello Bante.
How's the explosion after
The after effects.
everybody calm down now, more or less?
Yeah, it's pretty much now past event, and now we're struggling with some new election and new government, but obviously no progress in that regard. And yeah, things are not looking so good all around. You know, all the corona, the explosion, and we have the big currency problem right now. Our currency has crashed, so people are still struggling with that, and it started even before the corona. So it's like pretty much the worst place to be at this moment. Yeah.
How's your practice going?
My practice has also not been progressing. There were many distractions lately, and some disturbances from the neighbors, and I'm just feeling quite frustrated with this situation. I mean, I wish I could go somewhere, some monastery, and really focus. And I've met someone from Thailand, and they're helping me to find some suitable place, like maybe up in the mountains somewhere, where I can find, you know, some place and really just get to it. Maybe ordain again and get to really focus, because I feel here, if I stay here, I don't think I will make much progress.
Yeah, you need to get away, really, to stay in seclusion, away from the distractions of the world.
Yes.
Because your mind is still weak and you're still influenced by what you see or hear.
Yes, I would say even more than before. And this has created another problem. I'm like always, I feel bad because I feel like my practice has reached a certain level, and then I kind of like backslide it. And I also regret coming back here. I feel like it was a wrong decision. I should have stayed in Myanmar. I should have stayed as a samanera and continued. But it was like a moment of weakness, and I decided to disrobe and just kind of like following a whim.
It happens to a lot of people who ordain, you know.
Yeah. I wish I took more time to take that decision.
You know, I used to tell myself, if I ever had a feeling of disrobing, I would tell myself, how long have I ordained? If I've been ordained for 6 weeks, then I should be able to stay for another 6 weeks. You know, should I wanted to disrobe, for instance. Well,
I stayed for 1 year. So if I followed that thinking, that means I should have stayed for another one.
Yeah, if you could stay 1 year, you could stay for another year. You know.
Yeah.
And if you could, when you get to that point, then you know you don't have to get disrobed.
I was already starting to get the nimitta. Just, you know, and you know, I guess how the mind plays tricks on us, or you can say Mara, he plays tricks on us, and I guess his trick worked, and now I'm stuck here for like I don't know how many more months, up until either Myanmar or Thailand they will open up, So maybe 2 more months or more than that. I don't know.
You need to have something to hold on to, like your practice. You should have a certain schedule and try to stick to the schedule of your practice. If you
I do. I follow my schedule, and I just cook my food and do some exercise, and that's it. I rarely ever go out unless it's to buy groceries. Then come back. It's like I have my own little monastery. But still, for almost 1 year now, like this, and my practice, I cannot say has moved even an inch forward.
Okay, just maybe your defilement is also deceiving you. Once you're here, it always tells you to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And when you get to where you wanted to go, it will then start to tell you to go somewhere else again.
It will tell you before it was better.
Yeah. You know how I treat this problem, how I fix this problem?
Yes, please tell me.
I force myself to sit on a chair for 6 hours. And because before that, my mind keeps telling me, if I sit here, it wants to go there. If I went there, it's gonna go there again. So I just, always sort of fooling me around, telling me to go someplace. So I say, I want to overcome this problem. So I'm gonna force myself to sit on a chair for 6 hours, 6 or 8 hours, I'm not sure. And I would not get up. I sit, but if I feel discomfort, I will stand up, but I won't move. I won't go from the point where I sit. And I have a bottle of water to drink if I need something to drink. And only exception is you have to go to the toilet. And I'll go to the toilet, but I'll come back right away. I won't linger at any other places. So it kind of forces you to be, have discipline, force you to deal with your mind that keep fooling you around. Try to do that. If you got nothing else to do, just sit where you are, and you must not see or hear anything outside of yourself. Like don't read books, don't watch TV or even Dhamma books. Nothing. You just want to use your mindfulness to cope with the situation.
Yeah, maybe I'll start with 2 hours, Bhante.
Yeah. If you feel restless, just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, or do some chanting, or recite the Patimokkha, or whatever you can remember, just to keep your mind busy. But you don't want to make your body force yourself to sit in a lotus position or anything like that yet. It's too strong, too hard.
Yeah.
Let your body be comfortable. You want to force your mind to be in one place, not to let it go around anywhere.
Yeah, I think that will help.
Yeah.
Thank you for the advice.
Yeah, since you're living by yourself, or if you can, most of the time by yourself, then just set a time. Okay, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you want. You think you can do, you can handle. Say, I'm just gonna be here and do nothing. See nothing, hear nothing, eat and nothing, drink nothing except water if I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
That's a good practice.
Yeah, I think it will help a lot to discipline the mind.
Desire. Yeah. Because I found that if you don't, it keeps telling you to go. If you sit here, it wants you to go to the window. When you get to the window, you look at things for a while. Oh, you want to come back and sit and do something else.
No, that's the monkey mind, right?
Yeah. So you want to use mindfulness to force yourself to remain in one place, to stop your cravings.
Yeah, that's what I also told myself, to stay in my apartment and just go out when I purchase, when I go to the vegetable market, and pretty much I'm at home trying to practice and read and recite and try to stay away from television. I don't say I don't watch sometimes. silly dramas. But yeah, I should try harder.
Okay. Let me go say hello to other people, okay?
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Jacqueline, I think you are next. How are you? Where are you from? You have to unmute your microphone first. You see your microphone icon? Is it red? Okay, you can speak now. Still cannot hear your voice. I think you didn't allow the program to use your microphone, so your sound doesn't come through. You might have to leave the room and come back again. Restart your application again. And when it asks you to use the computer audio, you have to click yes. Okay? Sorry. Next, Kafai Lim. How are you? Where are you from?
Ajahn, I'm from Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, doing fine. Just want to participate to listen to Dhamma talk, to be a
No
good listener.
questions?
No questions so far.
Okay. Then let me go to say hello to Alvin. Alvin is also from Malaysia.
Yes, Tanajan, how are you?
Good to see you again. Do you have any question today, Alvin? Oh, you have to unmute your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Tanajan, it's just whenever I meditate on, normally I try to do Buddha and breathing in and then breathing out together, right? So I haven't been doing much lately. Whenever I have time to actually meditate, I do it on Buddha and Anapanasati together. So whenever I realize that my mindfulness is not there anymore, I mean, it's a bit too late. It's always late. I cannot catch the moment that, my mind starts to wander around. So whenever I know it's wandering around, it's already too late. I have the problem recently.
You just have to keep bringing it back to your mantra. You use your mantra and just try to be observing whether you're reciting your mantra or not.
But yeah, whenever I realize that, the mind is already somewhere else, it's thinking about something else, then I try to bring it back again.
Or you can use something harder that will force you to concentrate more, like reciting the 32 parts of the body, for instance.
Or the 32 parts, right?
Yeah, hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, teeth, skin, and so forth. Go through the 32 parts, just reciting the names forward and backward. This will really force you to concentrate on your reciting. Then your mind cannot go anywhere, because if it goes away, then you know that you forget the names already.
What about if I recite the Itipiso and count the number of times I recite Itipiso?
Well, you can try either one, see which one works better. But if you recite the Itipiso and count one, it doesn't require much concentration. And once you remember the Itipiso, you can just like Buddha. But with the 32 part, it's more difficult.
Right. Okay. I'll try that, but but I haven't done the 32 parts before. So.
Yeah, try it, see how it's like. Nirosha, I find it useful.
Okay, I'll try. Sadhu.
Okay. We'll go to Jonathan Wiley. Hi, Jonathan, from San Francisco.
Morning, Ajahn.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. I've been traveling in Portland for the last little bit, visiting.
Are you joining the protesters?
No, not joining the protesters, but the city it's definitely some disarray here.
Uh-huh.
my wife has family in Portland, so we came and just rented a house and have been working from Portland for the few weeks.
I see. Is this a temporary stay?
Yes.
You have some work to do.
Yes, and then we'll be back in San Francisco, but the fires are very bad in San Francisco right now, so we're happy to be where the air is clear.
I see. The quality of the air is bad.
Yes, there's many wildfires in California right now.
Mm-hmm. You have any question today?
I do. I have a question, but I'll try to phrase it. I'm unsure quite how to phrase it, but what I guess I've observed, and I just want to make sure that I'm seeing things clearly, is if I'm understanding correctly, that the way that when I perceive something in the world, with anything really, that what seems to happen is, if I'm understanding the sequence correctly, is that perception arises somewhere in there, like a memory that then colors the feeling that that results, what making it pleasant or unpleasant, which would seem to imply that when we are reacting to something, say like a conversation we're having with my wife or something, and if I get irritated, that many times I'm not actually reacting to what's happening in the moment. I feel like my reaction seems to be related to that, to like the quality of the memory that comes up. And so, first of all, I guess my first question is, am I understanding that correctly? That the sort of feeling is conditioned by perception, which is based on like karma of the past.
That's right. That's right. It's not
so then it would.
How this thing works is how you deal with them. That's more important.
Mm-hmm.
And the Buddha said, if it's possible, just merely know, just merely hear, and don't react. Even if you feel irritated, you just don't react. Just merely acknowledge. Then there will be no problem. See, but we normally tend to react automatically. When we like something, we feel good, and so we want more of it. We crave for more. If we run into something that makes us have bad feeling, then we want to avoid, want to get rid of it. And when you cannot do that, we become frustrated and agitated and not happy. So we have to learn to teach the mind to be non-reactive by practicing meditation. Because when you meditate until you get to jhana, that's where the mind becomes non-reactive. That's where you get equanimity.
And is the state of jhana, first jhana on, it's a complete absence of thinking and a complete one-pointedness. Is that correct?
Well, I think first jhana you still have discursive thinking. As you concentrate on your breath or on your mantra, you're doing the thinking. But then as you concentrate more and more, then eventually your mind will then stop thinking entirely. And you got into equanimity, emptiness. And then you feel a sense of relief, a sense of happiness. And you don't feel like you have contentment. You don't feel like you need anything or want anything. Mm. That's how you will not. That's how you will be able not to react. You have to be happy, content inside, and not being disturbed by what you see or hear.
I'm finding for sure that recently my meditation feels like a refuge. It's something that I look forward to a lot. When I'm meditating, I get very quiet, and there's a lot of piti and sukha at first. It sort of settles into sort of a stable, bright happiness, where there's very little thinking. There's no distractive thinking, so there might be just sort of a slight wavering every once in a while, and then I'll stay there usually if I can, if I don't have to go to work or something like that, I will stay there for as long as the mind wants to stay there. And then when it emerges, I'll just start contemplating on the body in some way. Is that state a state of jhana, or is that, it doesn't really matter necessarily?
Yeah, it
I think
doesn't
sometimes
really matter to identify it. As long as you feel peaceful and calm and happy, that's okay, you know.
And is that a good time to, when I start coming out of that, is that a good time to switch to contemplating the body for a little while?
You let the mind withdraw by itself. Don't force it to come out when it's still peaceful and calm. Let it stay there, remain there for as long as possible. And after you come out and you start to thinking, if you want to do contemplation, then you can start do body contemplation, such as the 32 parts of the body.
And then when I'm
okay.
And when I'm doing that, is it good to just sort of go through the parts and sort of be like contemplating their impermanence, each part, or just sort of like allowing that visualization of the parts to build up and like doing a contemplation that's a general contemplation, or does that matter either?
To use it, one for getting rid of your delusion of the beauty of the body. If you see the inside parts of the body, then you can dispel this delusion of beauty of the body, whether it's a man or a woman. And secondly, you want to be able to see that inside the body, there's no you, there's no self in the body. It's all made up of parts, like an automobile. There's no driver in the automobile, right? It's all parts. They got wheels and they got engines and whatever. But there's no you in the automobile. You're the driver. So you want to be able to teach your mind that it's your own delusion that claim the body to be you, and you are the body. This is for seeing it as anatta, no self in the body. Seeing it as a supa, not attractive. And you can also see it as impermanent by seeing that eventually all these parts will deteriorate, get old and get sick and die. So you can do many different aspects by focusing on the 32 parts of the body. You can also use as a meditation object or object for developing your mindfulness. By just reciting the names of these parts, you are forced to concentrate. Sometimes when you sit and you cannot watch your breath, maybe you can use the 32 parts first. Because you need more concentration to recite the 32 parts of the body, especially backward. You're supposed to do forward, and then you are supposed to recite it backward also. Okay?
Thank you. That's very, very helpful.
All right. Then we go to the next person. Soling, mother and daughter from London, I believe. You have to unmute your microphone, sorry. It's still off. Okay, now.
Is it okay now?
Yes, can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah. How are you?
Good.
I haven't seen you for like a long time.
4 or 5 days. Do you have anything to say or ask?
Not right now. Thank you. We'll just listen. Thank you.
Is this your daughter? The sister?
Yeah, that's Phoebe. Yes, Phoebe's sister. Yeah.
Younger or older sister?
Younger.
Younger sister.
Yeah.
Phoebe
She came with me. She came with me to Wat Yang a few years ago.
I see. Okay.
You can't remember.
Did Phoebe come also?
No, she didn't come. No.
Does she know that we are on right now? Did you tell her?
I just text her, but it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes So sometimes she'll be still in bed because she go to bed very late. She got a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
But I just text her. Hopefully she'll get up in time.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll
just listen today.
All right. Okay. Nice talking to you.
And you
Hi,
too.
Robert. Robert, please unmute your microphone.
It's the first time I've used Zoom. I'm not familiar with it. Microphone's not working?
Yeah, it's working now. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then there's probably a bit of lag. The image I see of myself is a few seconds behind me.
I see.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you, and I'd like to thank you for presenting this service. The access to teachers is very difficult. We have some excellent teachers in South Australia, but they're all Thai speaking. They can't speak English. But they're very beautiful to be with because they have that presence that comes with their practice. And I have just been contemplating the people I've known in the past. My teachers have all had a presence to do with a practice, which you can't really formulate into a description. You have to experience it. And yes, so my gratitude for the chance to speak to you.
You have any question today?
No, not really. I'm just listening to the conversation. Thank you.
Okay, nice talking to you. Nice meeting you. How long have you been practicing now?
Meditation. I started practicing meditation very young, but my mother used to get very upset because I would go off into trance. So I was been practicing probably about 55 years.
I see. And you find any benefit from you doing it?
When I go into meditation, it feels like I'm back at home. I feel very comfortable, very relaxed. I belong there. But when I come out of meditation, I confront the world. I find it very difficult to bring those two aspects of myself into reconciliation. The world is very tough. And even though I live in a wealthy country, there is still a lot of opportunities to get upset.
Yes, you have to study the Buddha's teaching to understand the world.
Well, yes. Unfortunately, I've come from a Christian background, so I'm more familiar with Christianity than Buddhism.
Yes.
And,
according to the Buddha, the world is impermanent, constantly changing, rising and ceasing. You cannot really hang on to it. Everything comes and goes. Even yourself, your body, eventually will have to, depart from this world.
I'm fully aware of that. I can see the age affecting me in many ways, and I'm aware of the impermanent nature of existence. But existence is so sweet. And you look at it, and it's the sweetest thing in existence, that you exist.
But it also causes a lot of suffering on you too. Sweet, but it's all bitter at the same time.
Oh yes, there's a lot of flavors in there.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult one to let go of, because I look at the practice in itself can become a sweetener in itself. So I look at my practice and I think to myself, first off, I think, when I'm not really practicing that hard, I could be practicing a lot harder. I think, as Lord Buddha said, you should practice as if your hair is on fire.
That's right.
And I'm certainly not doing that. But the reluctance for me to go forward is myself. Yes.
If you gain any result from your practice, then you have something to compare. The world that you live in and the world that you get from your meditation are two different worlds, like a hot and a cool world. When you come out meditation, you say you have a lot of issues, a lot of problems. See? But when you meditate, then there's no problem or issues left.
when I've been to a meditation group today. It's a Christian meditation. I go into meditation. I go into very deep meditation sometimes, not always, but sometimes very deep. There's a Christian saying, the peace that passeth all understanding and a gladness that comes to you. Mm-hmm. And that is a description of what it's like for me when I go into meditation.
Okay.
It's very, very enjoyable. So I look forward to it.
Okay. Do you do it every day?
Not every day. I don't practice enough, unfortunately.
I see.
I am a person who is predisposed to perhaps a bit too much self-destruction when it comes to these things. And I am certainly attracted, as I said, I'm very attracted to this sense of self. So I'm aware of what I should and should not be doing, but at the same time, it's a very strong addiction. The taste of sugar is a Hindu saying, the taste of sugar as opposed to being sugar. Mm-hmm. You are addicted to the enjoyment and the pleasures, including the austerities, which can be addictive in themselves as to being that which you wish to become or you desire to become. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't know. It makes sense to you?
Well, I look at you and I imagine there would have been a time in your practice where you had to make a decision to commit to your practice, or yes. And that would have been an interesting boundary to go through.
That's the hardest part. That's the hardest part decision. Hardest part in life is to make a decision whether you want to remain in the world or you want to leave the world and live as a hermit, as a monk.
Well, the other question is, living as a monk is not available to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But you would probably say, no, it is.
Well, nobody can stop you from becoming one. If you wanted to become one, you can become one.
Mm. Yes, I recognize the truth of that as well. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so gratitude for your teachings. Thank you very much.
Okay, nice talking to you. Please continue on listening if you like.
Yes, I will.
Okay, we'll go to the next person or people. I think mother and daughter, Cindy and Monica from Singapore.
Good evening, Rampo.
We are from
Malaysia. Thank you, Rampo. Yes, we are good. Thank you. How are you, Rampo?
Good. Do you have any question today?
Rampo, let's say if we were to practice 8 precepts, are we actually at home? What are the minimum things that we should follow so that we can actually make more progress?
Well, keeping the 8 precepts is to support your meditation, your practice of meditation, because the 8 precepts will prevent you from doing other activities. So you then will have the time to do the meditation. So you should then concentrate on your meditation. The first step of your meditation is to develop mindfulness. So you should try to recite a mantra such as Bhutto, or focus on your body movement. Every movement of your body, you just keep watching it. Tie the mind to the body. Don't let the mind go somewhere else. We normally don't stay with the body long enough. We do something with the body, the mind go think about other things and come back and forth. We want to keep the mind with the body all the time and not going to other things. So you either use the mantra from the time you get up in the morning. As soon as you open up your eyes, you can start reciting the mantra to compete with your thoughts, to prevent your mind from thinking. You allow the mind to think only what you need to think, what you need to know, what you need to do that day, for instance. Once you know what you have to do, and as you move on to prepare yourself for the day, like taking a shower, brushing your teeth. Just keep watching your body activity. This is developing mindfulness to keep your mind in place, not running around all over the world. Because you need a mind that is stable or still when you meditate. You don't want the mind to think about this and that, because then it will not be calm and be peaceful and happy. So first of all, you need to develop a lot of mindfulness or sati. In Pali, we call sati. Okay. We have mindfulness, then when you sit, you'll find it's comfortable to sit because your mind is not restless or agitated. And your mind can then focus on your breath when you sit and meditate.
So as an 8 preceptor, I should do more meditation during that period. Is it so?
That's right. That's the main purpose of keeping the 8 precepts, to stop doing everything else except meditation. And accept what is essentially necessary, like cooking. If you have stay at home, you have to cook, washing your dishes, and so forth. But other essential work you should not do. Just concentrate on your mindfulness and meditation.
Recently, I learned about saying that there is this internal mindfulness and external mindfulness. So is there a such thing like this?
Well, mindfulness, external, it probably means things that are outside of your body. For instance, when you're looking at something, you have to be mindful to know what you're looking or what you're doing with the external thing. So you have to be mindful both of your body and whatever else you are dealing with. Like when you're walking, you have to watch your step, and you also have to watch the path that you're walking. You don't want to step on a snake or something like that if you walk in the forest. Okay.
So that is external mindfulness. Then how about internal mindfulness?
Watching your body is internal mindfulness.
Oh.
Watching what you see is external. Watching the images is external. Watching your body react, movement is the internal one. Or if you want to go deeper inside, watching your thought is also internal mindfulness. Watching whether you're thinking or not. If you're thinking, then you should stop it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
Yes.
Phoebe is on right now, Soling. Did you just get up, Phoebe? Go ahead, say something.
Good morning, Ajahn, or good day, Ajahn. I'm sorry. It's so I feel so ashamed having to admit to everybody that I just woke up. I was working very late, and then I remembered I didn't meditate, so I did my meditation at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm quite but anyway, I'm really happy.
We are in a different time zone, so so it's evening here, so.
I don't have any questions right now. I'm just really happy to have you remind me of the teaching. Thank you.
Okay. You say hello to your mother? You see her?
Okay.
Okay. Anybody wants to ask anything, please just raise your hand and then unmute your microphone. Okay. I think we have all the people said already what. So it's now free time. Anybody wants to say anything? Okay. La?
Yes, there's one question from the Facebook, Ajahn.
Okay.
From Mr. Lee, Mr. Jack Lee. He said, sorry, Ajahn, the mind is giving me problem today. Anyway, Ajahn, my question is, how do I overcome the eye awareness? Keep coming back to breath. It gives me headache.
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes. The question from Mr. Jack Lee. He said, sorry, Ajahn, the mind is giving me problem today. Anyway, Ajahn, my question is, how do I overcome the eye awareness? Keep coming back to looking at the in-out breath. It gives me headache.
It means your mindfulness is not strong enough yet to watch your breath. So you should maybe do some chanting first to calm your mind down more before and have more concentration before you can watch your breath. Do some chanting to maybe your mind might be thinking a lot about other things. So you find it hard to focus on your breath. And when you force it, you feel like getting a headache. So maybe you should do some reciting, chanting, or maybe reciting the 32 parts of the body, for instance. And then after you feel calm enough, then you can focus on your breath again. Okay? Okay, we have Philip just came in. How are you, Philip, from Malaysia?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. And yourself?
Good, good.
Yeah, I haven't seen you, I think, for maybe about a week or two like that.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days actually.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any question today?
Yes. I think maybe about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, while practicing my usual meditation, towards the end, maybe about the 3/4 end of the period of the meditation, right? I had a certain the mind was calm, and all of a sudden there was a surge of anger that just popped up, and that anger I have not felt that for many years, and whatever I did, I tried moving back to Buddha for a while, maybe for 15-20 minutes, it didn't work. Looking at my breath, or even chanting, it didn't come. And after a while, I decided to say that, maybe I'll just look at the feeling of why the anger arised, and I could see that there was actually, there was no attachment to the anger. If I don't attach to the anger, and if I don't see any self in that anger, slowly what happened was the anger started to subside. And and then I went back to my meditation of observing the breath. I mean, is it a way of actually doing it, or am I doing it wrongly? Because it was something that I didn't expect it. It was a certain surge I had coming up.
If it works for you, then it's okay. See, you're treating it as a phenomena, something that you cannot force or control. So you just let it be. Then your mind become calm, and then you can then come back and concentrate on your breath.
Okay, so it's okay. It's actually okay to in this type of instances where the mantra or the breath doesn't work anymore. It's okay to just observe the phenomena to see if there's suffering, if there's impermanence, and if there is non-self there, right?
Yes, but the purpose is to bring back your concentration, not to forget and become involved with what you're watching.
Yeah.
Sometimes you become immersed with what you're watching.
Yes.
And you forget to come back to your breath or your meditation object.
Okay. Okay.
So you want to somehow distract you, disengage your mind from those things and come back to concentrate on your meditation object. Whichever method you use that is useful, then you can use it to you. Sometimes you use chanting, sometimes you use reciting the 32 parts of the body. If you find that you cannot yet focus on your meditation object.
So this phenomena is right. They don't necessarily need to have any what is it, a trigger, right? They can just pop out.
Normally they have reason for them to pop up, but we don't have to know. All we have to know is how to deal with them. And the way is to not engage or react to them. Just watch them. Okay. If you watch them, then you'll see that they come and go, they rise and ceases.
That's correct.
Yeah. But when if you try to deal with them, do you want to manage them, then you become involved with them.
Okay. If you notice that they rise and fall and they don't have a self in it, yes, they will just die off.
Right, like the weather. I always give an example of the weather. Yes. When you deal with people, if you look at them as the weather, then you won't get frustrated with them. You just let them be.
Correct.
Sometimes we think people not as the weather. We think they are people, something that we can tell them what to do, and sometimes we cannot. They don't listen to you, like the weather. They don't listen to you.
Yes.
That's what the meaning of anatta means. Everything is anatta. Everything is like the weather. But our delusion tells us that no, they are human, they are people, something you can reason with, rationalize with them. But sometimes you don't, Sometimes you can, but sometimes you don't. Even with the same person, right? One day they can be dealt with easily, and the next day they become impossible to deal with.
Correct.
So the best way is to look at them as anatta.
Yes, correct.
Deal with them if you can. If you cannot deal with them, just leave them alone.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions?
No.
Okay. Phoebe. Okay, Phoebe, please go ahead and mute your microphone.
Hi, Ajahn. I was just thinking about when you start to talk to Philip about the people being like another. People tell me that in general that I should trust people too easily, and I'm not wise in how I understand people that I'm with, and I let myself get too close to them. And I know that this happens when I have an emotional attachment to people, and that means because I have a desire, so my judgment is really impaired. But I struggle with that because when I receive advice to be more circumspect and try to understand the person more, I feel very resistant to that because I feel like I don't want to waste time trying to analyze other people. I want to just try to keep I want to just watch my own behavior and try to just the view of being generous and kind to others, rather than try to think about what they are thinking, what they're wanting, and what intentions. I just wonder if you have any advice for that. I mean, I understand why people give me advice because they see that they so-called trust other people, and I know that is not a real trust. That is maybe coming from I develop a strong liking and emotional attachment that is driven by a desire to have something or to be close to something. I try to watch it, but yeah, I don't if that makes sense.
Well, you just, when you deal with people, you just don't, the best way is not to expect anything from them. Just, you know, just take them as they come and deal with them accordingly.
Oh no, I can't hear.
You cannot hear. Yeah, we find difficult to hear your question also. Maybe your connection is not good enough today. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, maybe her connection is bad. Let me go to somebody else.
Sorry, I can't hear anything.
Yeah, cannot hear you either. I think Nguyen Duong, I guess from Vietnam.
Okay, push the button.
Okay, how are you? Where are you from?
I'm back to London now.
Oh, in London.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have any question to ask?
When I try to observe my body, like sometimes too many things come up at the same time. For example, if I'm brushing my teeth, I can see my arm moving, and I can also feel the brush touching my gum. And it's something like a TV on my head, seeing the whole thing.
That's okay.
So
if you just keep
what
watching,
should I do then?
just keep watching. This is to keep your mind from thinking about other things. That's all. If you're not thinking about other things, then you're doing okay. Concentrating
But don't I
on
have
what
to
you do.
choose like one of the 3 or 4 to focus on, or
You can
sometimes I
focus on,
don't know what to do.
just know what you're doing. Just know that you're brushing your teeth. You know, and don't let your mind go think about eating dinner or go on meeting other people. Just be in the present, in the present moment with your body. That's all you have to know.
Not wanting to go to Thailand, is it okay?
No. If you want to develop mindfulness, you want to stop thinking altogether. But if you want to think, then you can concentrate on your thinking. You can stop doing everything else and then just watch your thought and do the thinking, whatever you want to think. Focus on your thinking. This is the keeping your mind doing one thing at a time and not letting it go away into the past or into the future.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Is the answer clear enough?
It somehow tells me that it's okay, but sometimes I was just like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on, and like what I have to do next or choose among all of them.
Or you just keep watching what you do. See, as you move on in your life, you know, if you're standing, you just watch that. Just know that you're standing. If you're walking, just know that you're walking. And
sometimes it seems to be like too simple, like too easy a task. But sometimes it seems so hard to see something, like to be able to see what you're doing. So sometimes when it's too easy, I question myself whether that's it that I have to do.
Yeah, you just have to keep watching your body activity. Yeah, that's what you want to do. So that when you meditate, then your mind can focus on your meditation object, and it won't go away. And if you keep focusing on your meditation object, then your mind can become calm, peaceful, and happy.
Right.
But you need first to develop concentration before you can meditate successfully.
It's like when it was good, my meditation is good, like, and now if it's not good, I try to get back the same experience, and that's the hindrance for me.
That's right, because you're not concentrating in the present. You go back to the past, to something that you had before, but it's no longer here now. So you should forget about the past and keep concentrating on the present, on what you do. See, sometimes we long for the good result, and this longing will prevent you from getting the result. So you should stop longing. You should come back to the present and keep focused on your meditation object.
Thank you very much.
Some days it's easy, some days it's hard. It depends on your concentration, and depends on whether your mind will listen to you or not. Sometimes it's quite stubborn and doesn't want to listen to you, and you find it difficult to meditate. But sometimes it's quite obedient. You tell the mind what to do. It will do what you tell. So you have to understand the nature of the mind, that you cannot expect every day, every time you meditate to have the same result. Some days easy and some days hard. But don't be discouraged and don't be frustrated. Don't expect any result when you meditate. Just do your work, your job. Your job is to concentrate on the meditation object. And whether you get good result from it or not, that depends. It's not your concern. Your concern is only to concentrate on your meditation object. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else like to have any? La? Okay.
Yes, I have 3 questions from the Facebook and Ajahn. The first question from Miss Lina. Ajahn, after our usual chanting ends, is it necessary to transfer merits to the departed one?
No, not necessarily. You chant for your own benefit, really. You only transfer merit when you have somebody asking for merit, and you don't know whether anybody asking for merit from you or not. And besides, the merit that we transfer usually is done by doing charity work, not by meditation, or because the merit that you have from meditation hasn't yet materialized. So the Buddha teaches people, if they want to transfer merit, is for them to give dana, because when you give dana, you already have merit to share with other people. Okay.
And next question from Miss Melissa. Namo Buddhaya Ajahn. I am from Indonesia. This is my very first time I met you. I'm very happy and feel so great to know you. I would like to ask, which mantra or chant should I recite in the morning?
Oh, you can choose any one you like. You can decide which one you like and which one is useful, beneficial to you.
And the second question is, I'm just starting to practice meditation, but I still find it's hard to watch and manage my breath. I feel my breath is so short. Is that normal? And what should I do to have a peaceful meditation?
If you cannot meditate, then you should do the chanting first. Chanting for a long time, maybe an hour or so, to calm your mind down and to concentrate your mind. After you've done chanting, then you can continue on with your meditation. Is that all the question from La? Okay. Anybody? Okay, from Nirosha. Hi. We'll go to Nirosha first, okay. Unmute your microphone, Nirosha. Okay.
Ajahn, when mind experience, like when mind has peacefulness present, I find it okay when dealing with outside world, especially to other people words. Here, when hearing unpleasant things, my mind doesn't get involved. But when the equanimity is not there, I find it very overwhelming to handle that situation, and I'm kind of longing hard to get this equanimity present in the mind, and that becomes dukkha, that I experience that sankhara dukkha in a very overwhelming way. How can I avoid that happening, my longing to maintain equanimity all the time, which because still I don't have that ability to maintain. It's kind of like coming and going. So what would I do to prevent that sort of dukkha, Ajahn?
You just have to accept the reality. Right now, if you cannot have equanimity, then you just have to accept it. Then you can reduce the suffering in your mind. The suffering in your mind result from your desire to have something that you don't have. So if you don't have it, just then accept it. See, and then just face the world with whatever you have. If you don't have equanimity, you can use wisdom instead. Try to look at the world as anatta, as empty of people and things. Everything you see are actually natural phenomena. They are the four elements, really. They are all composed of the four elements. So look at them as natural phenomena, and don't try to manage or try to force them to be what you want them to be. Then you can have equanimity that way also.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Sometimes we forget that everything is like the weather. See? Just tell yourself everything is like the weather. Can you tell the weather what you want? I want it rain today. I want it snow tomorrow. You cannot. So it's the same thing with people and things that you're dealing with. Sometimes you cannot tell them what you want them to do or give you, So you don't expect anything from them. Then you can have equanimity that way also. Sapphe Dhamma Anatta. Just keep reciting this simple phrase. Everything is anatta. Everything has no self. Everything natural phenomena. Then you don't expect anything from them. You just then accept them for what they are. Then you have equanimity that way also. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, I think Robert, you raised your hand early on. Robert Helion.
Herman.
Oh yeah, Wandami Ajahn.
Okay, go ahead, Herman.
Good evening, Ajahn. I would like to ask about there sutta tell about there are 4 types of persons, which first person is Ugatinanu person, which person can a person who can penetrate Dhamma at a very fast time, like a person like Venerable Sariputta. And the second person is Vipachitanu, like a person who can just listen a sutta can attend a Sotapanna who like Venerable Kondanya, but there first and second person is there, and there is no person like first and second right in this time, and there third person is Neya, a person who can attend penetrate the Dhamma with practice systematically. But how we can know if we are in the third persons or the fourth persons? How can we know? Like we are in the Neya or Pada Parama persons?
Okay, I think the first type is the people who already have jhana and can contemplate on the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics of existence.
Yeah.
Then and the second type is those who doesn't yet have jhana but have sila. Those who are monks who are still meditating to develop jhana. This is the second type. And the third type is the monk who just became monk and can only keep the precept and hasn't yet learned to meditate. The fourth type are the lay people. See? So if you're lay people, then you're usually the fourth type. And when you start when you start to become a monk, then you become the second type. See?
But the Venerable Sariputta was lay people when he listened the first time Dhamma.
Yes, but he had samadhi and precept already in himself. See?
Oh, I see.
Some people they have this from their previous lives, see? So they don't have to start doing it in this lifetime.
I see. So what should we do if we are at the fourth persons like Pada Parama?
You should study a lot of Dhamma. Study a lot of Dhamma teaching, listen to Dhamma talk, and then try to keep the precept first, the 8 precepts. Once you can keep the 8 precepts, then you might be able to move up to the second level to become a monk. So then you can be free to learn how to meditate. And after you meditate, then you can become, you have jhana, then you become on the third level. Once you have jhana, you have attained to the third level. Then the next level is to learn the wisdom part, the 3 characteristics, the asupa and the Four Noble Truths.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
This is roughly my interpretation anyway. I might be wrong, but this is what I think it is. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Robert, did you want to ask any questions? Please unmute your microphone. It's not unmute.
Yes.
Okay.
Loudly. Yes. The concept of meditation in the West is different to the concept of meditation in the East. What we are taught is not necessarily an accurate teaching of meditation, and there are so many different schools of meditation and different philosophies. But when I have been in a practice session, I find that I tend to always find my mind is in the past or the future and rarely in the present. And of course, the past and the future is where the emotions seem to arise from.
Yes. And the past and the future are not real. The only reality is in the present. What?
Yes, the mind tends to want to go to where it finds the most enjoyment.
Yes.
The present doesn't always present much enjoyment. But so just raising that point and listening to the girl from London talking about, it seems very simple, but it's very difficult.
Yes, but if you can keep the mind in the present, eventually the mind will become peaceful and calm. And then you will experience the real kind of happiness. The happiness that you don't rely on anything or anybody to make you happy.
I'll bear that in mind, and thank you again.
Yeah, that's what meditation is for, is to bring your mind back into the present. See? To stop your mind from going to the past or to the future, and just to remain knowing, being aware, and not thinking. The mind has two main functions: knowing and thinking. And the thinking is the one that keeps deceiving yourself, deceiving the mind that happiness is with that thing or that person, with that place or that people. So you keep running back and forth, chasing after your own shadow. And when you bring your mind to the present, you stop running around. Then you find peace from being still. And then you find, oh, this is the real happiness. It's here. It's to stop chasing after your own shadow.
I would like to say I tried to practice maintaining the presence, but I find it very difficult. And
That's
I
right.
know that if you do a manual exercise of watching the breath or feeling the breath, it grounds you very quickly.
Because we never train ourselves to be in the present. We keep training ourselves to be in the future or in the past. And we stay in the present, but briefly. Then we go to the past, and then we go back to the future again. So we want to retrain the mind to stay more in the present than in the past or in the future.
And I assume this training carries on all of your life.
Yes. Okay, we're almost running out of time. It's about 1 hour and 28 minutes into the meeting now. We planned for 1 hour and 30 minutes, but we can extend a little bit longer if anybody has any more questions. Oh, sweet hand, you just came in, huh? How are you? Please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Hello, Ajahn.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Ajahn.
Yeah. I was wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, I'm feeling sick, Ajahn.
You didn't get any notification?
I'm sick, Ajahn, but I'm better now.
I see. Getting
But
the flu?
my friend told me, my good friend.
I also came. I just got well from my flu also.
Yeah, I heard your voice is a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you feeling better, Ajahn?
Yeah, it's almost well now. It's almost okay.
Oh, that's good. I think Sui has a question, if it's okay.
Okay, Sui, go ahead.
Hello, Ajahn. Hope you get better soon. And my question is like, a Sotapan normally not afraid of dying, but he still has like at least like after this lifetime and then 6 lifetime, right? And one of the lifetime he can still be a human. So if he's not attached to his body, and can he still come back to be a human?
Yes, because he's attached to the other people's bodies, in the body that he's still attracted to, like the body of your wife, for instance. When you die, you still want to be close near to your wife again. So you need to have your body to be able to be close to your wife. If you come as a ghost, then your wife won't be stay with you.
Okay, I will remember.
In order to stop from you coming to have a body, you have to stop your sexual desire also. See? The sexual desire is the one that forces you to have a body, because you need the body to serve your sexual desire.
Okay.
That's why you have to contemplate on the super. Once you become a sotapanna, then the next subject of contemplation is the super.
Okay.
Every time you look at somebody good looking, you try to see the something that is not good in them, something not attractive or repulsive in them. And when you see the repulsive part of the body, then you say, oh, you don't want to have anything with the body anymore. then your sexual desire will then be completely disappear. Sometimes you can use the smell of body. Just think of the body when it becomes rotten, you know, become a corpse, and you say, oh, you don't want to be near that body.
Okay.
So you have to somehow convince your mind that the body is not attractive. Your delusion keeps telling your mind to look at only the attractive side and not at the repulsive side of the body. So we have to teach the mind to look at the repulsive side of the body in order to stop the sexual desire to arise from arising.
Ajahn, like even if I try to use the image, right, for the purpose of those repulsive, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Is it like my mind still not strong enough, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you might not look at the parts that really make you feel repulsive. So you might have to look. If you look at a skeleton and you don't find it repulsive, then you might have to look at something else. Maybe something dirty, you know, like excrement, you know, for instance. If you think of excrement, you know, you might say, oh, you know, it's not so attractive anymore. This is on the extreme. You know, you just have to find which part of the body that will make you feel repulsive.
Okay.
Like the Buddha one time told the monk to go and go to the funeral of the famous prostitute. She just died, and they had placed it on display, you know. But when that monk went to see the beautiful prostitute as a corpse, then he became enlightened. He achieved the third stage of enlightenment. He see the repulsive aspect of the body. But when the prostitute is still alive, she looks very attractive. But when she becomes a corpse, it's a different story altogether. Sometimes you need to visit the corpse, to look at the corpse, really, to make you feel repulsive. You know. In Thailand, people who meditate sometimes go to the medical school in which they have the autopsy of a body to teach medical students and ask them if they can just watch the autopsy. And you get a different experience after that, after you see the autopsy of the body. But you have to have a strong mind, strong samadhi, because sometimes people look at the autopsy and then start to vomit. Some people. So you have to know. That's why you need to have samadhi, jhana, or equanimity. Then your mind can remain calm and then not reacting to what you see. And then when you see, you want to keep that picture in your mind all the time also. So that when anytime the mind stray and start to look at beautiful body, then you want to bring that picture in right away to counter the picture of beauty.
Yeah. So it seems I have to keep practicing. Like,
okay, why don't you go look at an autopsy?
Yeah. Autopsy, I like
go to the police department and ask if you can watch it. They have autopsy of criminals and people kill. You know, if you can ask them, you can go and watch them.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to watch those pictures from Malonta Mahabua, and the books, and yeah, with pictures, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Picture also.
Yeah. Beginning wasn't easy. Like I find that my mind doesn't want to look at this.
Right, because that's your defilement. Your defilement wants to look at the beauty part of the body.
Yeah, I have to do it for several times.
I'm the opposite
Okay.
because of my medical training, but I use smell because I don't like. I think I am sensitive to smell, so I try to imagine the smell.
That's right. You can use that also. So it works with different people. Different people use different things to make them see the repulsiveness of the body. Okay.
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 We have a gentleman who just came in recently. It's Jason Katz. Hi, Jason. Where are you from? Please unmute your microphone. Your microphone has to be unmuted.
Push the button at the middle of the
screen.
Okay, at the middle of the screen. I think he lost the signal.
See, okay, freeze.
He lost the
we
signal.
have Thirapat. Thirapat, how are you? You want to say something? Oh no, Kun Om. I see.
Okay, there is one question from Phoebe. Phoebe, she can connect with us. La can ask the question for her.
Okay.
I have two questions from the Facebook, Ajahn. The first question is from Miss Hadika. Ajahn, how can we deal with someone who is angry a lot? Should we not be friends with them or help them?
Well, you should use metta to everybody, regardless of whether they're good or bad. You should be nice and kind to them if you can. But if you cannot, if you find that by being close to them can hurt you, then you have to stay away from them, that's all. But you should never hate them or treat them bad. You either avoid them if you cannot deal with them.
And the second question from Miss Phoebe. She said, La, I am on the Zoom and try to ask a question to Ajahn, but the audio is not working well on the Zoom. But I can hear it clearly on a Facebook. May you ask the question to him for me? And the question is, people tell me I am too naive regarding understanding other people's motive and true character. That I should try to understand them better before trusting them, but I don't want to have judgment or think too much. I know the problem is when I am emotionally attached to a person or want things from them. How should we act regarding close friends or associates?
Well, you should look at that people. It takes time to get to know people. See, so when you first know people, you don't want to put your 100% trust in them. You have to have a sort of a 50% approach to the person that you just met, and then you build up your trust and faith gradually as you know them better. So in order to prevent yourself from being disappointed or being deceived, being swindled by them. So you cannot totally trust anybody except your father and mother. They are the only two people that you can really trust. Other people, even your husband or wife, you cannot totally trust them. You know, you can trust them if you want, but you might become sad afterward. You find that you are being deceived by them one day. So it's better, better to be safe than to be sorry later on. So this is the approach you should have with people. Even with me, you shouldn't trust me just take me at the face value right now. I am what I am, but you might not know behind your back what I am. I might be something else different altogether. Okay, I hope this answers your question. It's like in the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha said, don't believe, don't trust people because they're your teacher, or everybody saying this person is good, so forth. The Buddha said, wait and see, and then prove it for yourself first, whether they are trustworthy or not. Okay. Alvin, you want to ask question?
Yes, Tanajan, just quick one. Referring back to what Philip asked just now on the when he meditated, then the anger arise in him. I'm just wondering, to counter this anger, can we switch to metta meditation? Just
Yes,
to counter.
you can use metta if you can. Metta is to forgive when someone do something wrong to you. Instead of being angry at that person, then you say, okay, I forgive you. Maybe this is how things happen in the world. Sometimes you don't, maybe whether you intention to do it or not, I don't know, but I accept that when we live in the world, we'll have to come across something like this one day. And to get angry doesn't make you happy. It make you more angry, make you more unhappy. So, but if you can accept the truth of life, that some things happen, whether intentionally or not, and to get angry is not the way to react. The best way to react is not to get angry. And one way to not to get angry is to forgive that person. Or look at that person as the weather, like the snow or the rain, When you get washed out by the rain, you don't get angry at the rain, right? But if someone pour water on you, you get angry at that person. Because you don't look at that person as the weather, as the rain. So try to look at the person that makes you angry like the weather. You cannot prevent or stop them from doing what they did. Then you don't get angry at them.
And when we know that when we get angry, we get hurt more, right?
That's right. You should blame yourself more, that you're causing more sadness on yourself. You're hurting yourself more by getting angry.
Yes.
And that person, if he tries to hurt you, if you don't get angry, then he cannot hurt you. He might be able to hurt you physically, but he cannot hurt you emotionally. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Jason, you are now Megan, right?
Yeah. Hi there.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm just loving the conversation and listening and learning. So thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco, but I'm coming to you from the Philippines. We're very, very pleased to be part of this group tonight. Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're all in lockdown, so this is a great opportunity to study, with fellow travelers here.
How did you find out about our meeting here?
I think it was propagated into my Facebook feed through the Alan Watts Buddhism study group, possibly. And I hope it's okay to be here. I'm not.
Oh, fine. Everybody's welcome, regardless of religion, even. Anybody who wants to, to discuss meditation, Buddhist meditation, we are happy to welcome everybody. Do you have any questions particularly?
No, there's so many great comments and questions tonight. They kind of encompass all of my questions. So I'm not throwing anything out there. It's all about the anger and self and control of the way we think, and in order to facilitate better meditation. So I'm learning and listening, really. I honestly don't. My questions are the same as everyone else's, actually. So.
Okay, good. Okay, nice talking to you.
You too. Take care of yourself.
All right. Anybody else? We are about 1 hour 46 minutes into the meeting now today. But if there's still question, then we can continue on. Okay. Check.
Sweet.
Check.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sorry, Ajahn, I just want to quickly clarify with you. I'm taking it more seriously now, like what you. I'm sorry that I didn't take it very seriously before. I'm more serious now about being mindful all day, like from waking up to go to bed. I find that, like you say, it's always running back and forth. And for example, brushing my teeth, like before even finish, I reach for the cup, trying to
Rinse the mouth.
yeah, right. So that's I should be doing one thing at a time, right? Is that like, so I should finish and then I reach for the cup? Is that
Not necessarily. Just make sure that you know what you're doing.
Oh, so I don't have to slow down the. I guess I'm trained to do things quite.
In the beginning, you find that your mind is moving too fast for you to control. Then you have to slow down your movement first. But once you can, you are in harmony with your mind, with your body, then you can do it faster. You can do things a lot faster.
So if I'm doing Buto, for example, I'm doing Buto and then I can just brush my teeth and then grab for the cup. Is okay. Like it's not too.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Oh.
As long as you're watching what you're doing.
Okay. I guess when I'm watch it more closely, I find that I'm doing like quite. I guess I think I'm not like doing things. I'm always doing things like two things at a time. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So you think that's okay?
If you can stay in the present with what you do, it's okay.
That's the point.
The point is not to let your mind go to someplace else. Just to focus. If you do 10 things at the same time, it's okay also. If you can focus on 10 things, like when you an acrobat, for instance, you throw 3 or 4 balls into the air, then you have to really concentrate, right?
Right.
You see those people who they play with the ball, throwing 3 or 4 balls into the air.
Yeah.
So they need to have strong concentration in order to be able to do that.
Right.
If they let the mind go think about some other thing, then they might not be able to catch the ball. So it's not how slow or how quick. It's your concentration on what you do. That's what we want. We want the concentrating power of the mind.
So I think I'm overthinking then.
Yeah, don't think. Just stay with your work. That's the goal. Bring your mind to work with your body. Don't let your mind working with the body and then sneak away and think about something else. Yeah. Always be here and now.
Think about something else.
Always bring the mind to be here and now. To be here and now.
Okay.
And whatever you do is here and now, right? If you're brushing your teeth, you're here and now.
Right. Oh, okay.
This is how Long Tam Mahabodhi trained monks also. He trained monks to do things very quickly. Because we tend to have this misunderstanding that in order to be mindful, we have to do things slowly.
Yeah, I think I misunderstood. Yeah.
No, you can do fast as long as you are capable of watching and controlling what you do, so that you don't make any mistakes when you do things. Then that means you are mindful.
Right.
When you start to when you do things that when you have mistake in what you do, then you're not mindful anymore.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Kyuyan Dong. Hi, go ahead. Unmute your microphone.
Ajahn, Just wanted to follow up with the question. Sometimes when I try to be mindful, I feel like, for example, one action, like the leg moving, I can see like a few points of it. Or sometimes it's like the focus is about 30 centimeters away. Like I vaguely know what I'm doing, but somehow the point, like there's one point somewhere or focus somewhere, it's like it's a bit far away, if I describe it well enough. Is it like when I have less concentration, then I feel it a bit like if I feel like the palm of my leg or what of my foot.
Yes.
If I move right and left, sometimes I can feel it right there. Like it's like 1 meter 50 from my head, for example. But sometimes it's like a bit above the ground, 30 centimeters. Is it like I lost concentration then?
These are just your perception. That's just keep changing. So you to try to look at the reality, look at the step itself, and don't let the feeling of the step fool you. Or you just don't have to worry about it. As long as you're focusing on your step, it's okay. If you're not go thinking about other things, okay.
So the thought or the question of whether my focus is on the ground or the foot of the foot on the ground, actually it's a bit it's somehow not right.
It's not important. The important is to not to think about other things when you concentrate on your steps. That's all. Just to know that you are stepping right, stepping left foot, right foot. That's all you need to know. And as long as you're concentrating on your steps, then you cannot go think about other things. If you go think about other things at the same time, it means you're not watching your step all the time.
Even like when I read somewhere it says, yeah, when you're stepping, like you feel whether it's warm, whether it's hard, whether like the floor is hard, whether you feel it warm. You don't have to worry all about all those things.
You don't have to worry about that. I think you should. You have to be mindful of the real situation. If you walk on a slippery surface, you have to be you know that it's slippery, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to be more careful when you walk. If you walk on a hard surface and you know it's not slippery, then you don't have to worry about being slippery. That's all you have to know. The real situation was with your walking. If you're walking in the forest, sometimes you have to watch whether there are snakes or something in front of you or not.
Yeah. Understood. Thank you.
That's why monks like to go walk in the forest more, because there are things that will force them to concentrate more on the step, on their walking. If you're walking in a shopping mall, then you have so many distractions. You're not watching your step, you're watching the display on the store windows instead. And then you might walk and run into other people. So the purpose is to watch your step, what you do. And don't let your mind go someplace else.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions?
Leo.
I think that's about it for today, okay?
Okay, there is one raise her hand, Leo.
Geraldine?
Leo.
Oh, okay.
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 Okay, you can talk, Leo.
Yes. Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I'm from Indonesia, Ajahn. I'm so happy to join this about meditation. Ajahn, I want to sorry, I speak very scared. Actually, I want ask about meditation, Ajahn. I'm try to meditation 1 hour a day. Then about the technique of meditation, I try to count my breath until 100. Then I repeat again 1 until 100 again. As long as I can get, maybe sometimes I count until 20. Then my mind has lost. My mind cannot. I not don't know the mind go. So I try as long as I can count until 100 is enough for me. Then I repeat again. I ask that meditation, the technique of meditation, is okay or not.
If you can meditate for that, it's okay. But what you want is the result from your meditation, and the result is you want your mind to be calm, peaceful, and happy. But when you first starting doing it, you might find that you have to force your mind to count the breath. So maybe after you finish counting, why don't you stop counting and just keep watching the breath alone without counting?
Oh, because I try to maintain my mind as long as I get 100. It means that my concentration is developed. Because when I cannot count until 100, it means that my concentration is not too long. Because I know that concentration should practice as long as no have still in X times. I know that one. So I try to meditation so until 100, and again until 700, or that's about 1 hour enough. Then I stop it.
Yes, if you do this method, you only get so far. As long as you keep counting, your mind has to do working. You have to do the counting, and your mind can never come to rest. So maybe after you do some counting, then you should stop counting and just keep watching the breath. If you find that you can watch the breath without counting, then you should stop counting. But when you first start, you find that you cannot watch your breath without counting, then you count the breath first. But after you have counted for a while and you see if you can just stop counting and just keep watching the breath. And this way your mind can become more still that way.
Oh, okay, I know. Okay, thank you.
Or else you'll just be stuck here with just the counting, and you won't go forward any deeper inside the meditation. You want to stop your mind from thinking. Even counting is considered to be thinking also.
Oh yes, counting is yes. I count this the thinking that is it means that I should when my mind is calm, that I should stop to counting.
Count and just keep watching the breath in and out at the tip of the nose.
Keep watching the breath when the breath in, breath out. That's I should know that one.
Right, and just don't follow breath. Don't follow the breath in or out. Just stay at the tip of the nose. Just
keep at the nose. I think there's here.
Yeah, at the tip of the nose or on your above your upper lips, where you can feel the breath. Just keep focusing on that point, and don't move it. And then your mind can become calmer and calmer that way.
Yeah.
But when you cannot watch your breath yet, then you can use the counting to help you concentrate.
Thank you, Ajahn. Okay. So thank you, Ajahn.
Where are you from in Indonesia? Jakarta?
Yeah. Oh, Medan, Ajahn.
Oh, Medan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to see you.
So thank you, Ajahn.
Hope
I'm
you,
so happy to
hope
see you.
hope you can improve your meditation from this this question. Let me know next time when we meet whether you have any improvement from what you hear today.
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay.
Ajahn.
I think I have to go now. It's about 2 hours into the meeting. Okay. Thank you very much for coming in and discuss this
Thank you,
meditation
Ajahn. Thank you,
practices.
Ajahn.
Thank you.
I hope it's
Sadhu, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
okay. May you all of you be well and happy.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Yeah, may you be happy.
Thank you.